Bang bang homies, what up? It's NEACE. I'm here on Monday. Sorry I couldn't stream today. My mom's in town, but I figured I'd record a video for you, so you guys had something to watch. My mom's in town today. This is the last day she'll be here, so I was going to spend time with family, and then tomorrow I'll be back on the normal schedule. But today, we are going to be talking about Fortnite and why the heck is Fortnite so big. A lot of people in a lot of gaming communities still haven't quite figured it out, and I have some opinions and some theories on it that I wanted to share with you guys that I think are a little bit unique. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about some stuff with you guys. And remember, as you're watching this video and we're talking about all this stuff, please consider subbing. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. If you really want to support me, you can always go to twitch.tv/NEACE, check out the stream, and maybe drop me a Twitch Prime sub. All that stuff really does help. And yeah, you know, I was thinking about it while I was in the shower this morning. I was thinking to myself, why the heck is Fortnite so big? And, you know, additionally, why do people have such a hard time, like, wrapping their head around what makes this VR game better than all the other VR games on the market, whether it be PUBG, and by better, of course, I mean more popular. And not only more popular with competitive players, or I'm sorry, not only more popular with casual players, but more popular with competitive players as well. A lot of people don't understand it. They look at Fortnite and they're very dismissive of it. And I know there's a lot of people watching this video right now that just, no matter what I say or do, or no matter how articulate my explanations are, they're just gonna go, Fortnite kids game, not esport, ooga booga, and that's it. And that's, you know, that's the extent of their intellect, right? But I've been talking about this for a while on my stream, and what I find very interesting and intriguing about Fortnite, and it's that the one thing that is hold true over all these other Battle Royale games is that there was always this element of hopelessness. And I remember my first VR game that I really got into was H1Z1. Now, H1Z1, for those who don't know, was a VR game, and it was a little bit more realistic than Fortnite, but at its core, if you really think about what H1Z1 was, like if you really think back, H1Z1 was kind of a silly game. It wasn't a game that was meant to be taken that seriously. And by that I mean, if you think about the original game, the mechanics, the way that people could just kind of hop out of cars as they were sliding sideways, it always struck me as interesting in that it didn't click with other developers right away why H1Z1 was so popular for a while with streamers, and the thing that really bumped up its numbers off the initial was not that it took itself super seriously, it was the opposite. It was that the game at its core was kind of like, as you learn the mechanics of the game, it was kind of silly. Everything was kind of silly. Third person is silly. The concept of just like being on a plane and landing in a giant map and then looking for loot as quickly as possible and trying to survive as like a storm moves in. It's all just very ridiculous when you break it down. And the reason why I say all this is because a game like PUBG, everyone was super hype about PUBG when it came out. They said, oh, it's so realistic. It's so realistic. That's amazing. But the problem is the game community doesn't understand how quickly games get solved, and how quickly the formula of like landing for loot, surviving for a little bit, and then getting shot in the back, how easy that formula is to get bored of. And if you notice, PUBG isn't doing particularly well, and then some people will argue, well, it's because of the glitches, it's because of this, it's because of that, but I have a different opinion. I have a different theory on it. My theory is the reason why PUBG is like not that popular is that the framework of the game doesn't really lend itself to competitive play at all in any capacity, and it took itself way, way too serious. Now, I want you guys to think about these Battle Royale games, And think about the concept of you loot up, say you get super stacked in a game of H1Z1 or in a game of PUBG, and for whatever reason, you're playing those games and you're moving to the zone and some guy's doing this and you walk right by him and he gets free shots on you. You die right there. Right then and there, you die. My question becomes then, how is that a fun experience ever? And why is that experience, like, you know, why is that experience in a game? And if that experience exists in a game where someone can just camp somewhere and shoot you in the ass and you have no chance to come back, isn't it obvious then that something like PUBG and H1Z1 would eventually lose out to a game like Fortnite? I mean, when you think about Fortnite, think about it. Like, what happens in a game of Fortnite when you shoot somebody in the side? They build a wall, right? They immediately build a wall and block damage. A lot of complaints that I see about Fortnite, a lot of people don't understand. Like, I don't get why Fortnite's so popular. It's such a boring game. Oh my god, it's so unrealistic. But the fact is, these games aren't meant to be realistic. They're not meant to be games. These games aren't meant to be some sort of like tactical simulator. What makes awesome games that stand the test of time is a sense of hope. A sense of hope. In any situation, you can get better. And that's why I think Fortnite has done so well. And it's been so hard for the game industry on the whole to wrap their head around. And I guess the reason that I'm talking to you guys about this is to kind of like clear the air on why I enjoyed this game and why I think so many people gravitate towards it. It's like, I feel like a lot of critics of Fortnite don't understand what about it makes it good. And it's because it's a battle royale game that isn't taking itself incredibly seriously and also doesn't have this sense of like, you know, if you're ever shot at from somebody, you're just dead instantly. The only exception to that rule is sniping. But even sniping, you very rarely will get sniped in the side as long as you're running the way that I'm doing right now. So, I think to me, that's like one of the biggest sell points with Fortnite. And honestly, now that I'm talking out this concept with you guys, the more interesting part is how Epic Games really doesn't seem to understand a lot of the time about what makes what makes this game have its magic. They keep trying to make these goofy tournaments and these goofy nerfs that don't really address the real problems. Okay, there was definitely a guy around me, but what? I want to know where he is. He's missed the chest. He must have walked around this hill. But yeah, like I've been wondering, and you guys let me know in the comments what you think. But I see constant people confused, and then you compare it to a game like a League or like a Dota or whatever the heck, right? You compare it to a game like League or Dota, and you're just like, how can people not understand why this game works? Interesting. Tired of playing with you. Wasting my time. But yeah, like the reality is that people they don't seem to understand what makes Fortnite a great game. It's not that it's a kid's game for a lot of us. Like, a lot of us see this game as a potentially super competitive game that rewards high mechanics and the ability to outplay. And it's always interesting to me that people don't see it. All these pros, whether they're League pros, whether they're Halo pros, whether they're COD pros, whether they're H1Z1 pros, whether they're just competitive guys, they have all seemed to rotate over to Fortnite. The most competitive types have all just unanimously been like, man, this game is really fun. I mean, not unanimously, but obviously most of the gaming population tends to support it because, let's face it, these other games right now where they take the whole, where all your chance of winning hinges on things that are always outside of your control, just sucks. And people say all the time, well, Fortnite's full of RNG. And it does have a lot of RNG in it in some ways. Like, for example, the solo showdown that happened recently. My game glitched out in the middle of a fight. I get a bad placing in solo showdown. But that's just because Epic Games doesn't know how to run a tournament. That doesn't necessarily mean that the game itself is RNG heavy. In fact, I would argue, like, just based on that, just look up my stats, and I'm just now starting to get more and more into playing more for wins. And I win, like, 50-something% of solos or whatever it is. And that's with me screwing around at Tilted Towers early in this season. I could probably win 80% of my games from this point on, just off of the fact that I don't, that I've mastered a lot of the mechanics and I've mastered a lot of the positioning and I think about my gameplay while I'm playing. What do you think, you're sneaky or something? Jesus, that guy don't miss, dude. And it just blows my mind that someone can compare a team game or a game like H1Z1 or PUBG. It just blows my mind that people can compare those games to Fortnite and then turn around and say that Fortnite's a kid's game. It's actually really disingenuous when you think about it. Because yes, a lot of kids play it. It's because the one thing that Fortnite did was it didn't take itself too seriously. But we're kind of at a crossroads now with the direction of tournaments and the direction of, like, the nerfs and everything, where I think Epic Games is trying to make both fields happy, like both sides happy. Well, not even trying to really make both sides happy, more just like realizing, oh, we really should just hone in on the casual audience. But they don't understand that a lot of the reason that Fortnite is so big is because of the streamers. A lot of the streamers made Fortnite what it is today. And the reason why so many streamers love this game was because there was always that sense of like, hey, I get shot in the side, I can build a huge tower, I can build a wall, I can navigate that situation. I've got a lot of mechanics to where I can come back. And you don't have that in these other BR games like you do in Fortnite. Interesting fight. I'm glad this guy doesn't know what to do here. We had to reposition there because that was pretty scary. But that's the thing, like, this game has so many ways to outplay people and so many things that you can always do, even from, like, crappy situations. Think about a situation in, like, PUBG where someone flanks you. Think about a situation in Overwatch when, like, you get some crappy teammates that refuse. Same with League. And people always keep asking me, like, you know, why aren't you interested in that game? And it's like, yeah, I would play it with real-life friends. I would play it with people I know. But, like, people I know aren't competitive players. You know what I mean? It's just more for fun at that point. And it's like, but League and Overwatch and these games are marketed as competitive games. But if that's true, like, I don't think I've ever played a game of soccer and been like, my team sucks. I don't think I've ever played a game, like, of basketball and been like, my team is so garbage. Because the skill gap in games like that in sports is so high. But when developers are actively looking at these things and going, well, you know, this guy is too good at this, and it's making the other players uncomfortable, so we're gonna nerf that guy. When developers are actively doing that, and then you have really stupid consumers that don't even understand that that's what's going on, and the minute that you speak out against it, they just say that you're salty and complaining or whatever. It's like, they're just... You can't really blame game devs. Because anytime that I speak out and I'm like, man, these changes suck for the competitive player, and you get a bunch of potatoes that have never really done anything competitive, and they're just like, well, this guy's salty, herp derp. It's like, well, I mean, I guess, but I would definitely imagine that, you wouldn't want to put, you know, 500 hours into something, and then the game dev decides, well, we don't like that you're good at this mechanic that took you a ridiculous amount of time to learn. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to remove that mechanic, or we're going to remove that skill, or we're going to intentionally find skills that are easy for someone who doesn't give a shit about winning and losing. We're going to make it so that they can always hang. I don't know about this play, but I'm going to try it. Wow, this gun's dumb. Guns like the P90, for example. Oh, I got zoned? Nice. But that's what I think it boils down to, you know? Game like Fortnite always has hope. And that's why we keep coming back. Oh, kid got lit. And it's like, I don't know what else to say, man. You know? I think that a lot of people have been confused with why Fortnite was so successful, why it was so big. It basically got players, regardless if they're casual or competitive, to feel good about the game. It didn't come at you with like this vibe of like, I'm PUBG, I'm super serious. It didn't come at you with this like this team dependency thing either. So it meshed both worlds together. Competitive players don't care about graphics. Like true competitive players, the only people that really care about like whether or not the graphics are serious are just like weirdos. You want serious shit? Do what I did. Go to Afghanistan. You want serious shit? Do a serious job. Like, I don't understand it. And same with people that don't understand why, you know, Fortnite is so popular with the competitive guys. It's like, dude, I don't want to rely on Joe Blow. You know, I don't want to feel like every game, like there was nothing more I could do. Yeah, I've been complaining and whining about Epic Games tournament structure and stuff, but like everything that's happening with Fortnite, like the patches being goofy or whatever, it's still at its core a really, really high skill game mechanically. And I think that's a tough pill for people to swallow. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to spend time with my mom now. Again, sorry I couldn't stream today. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this talk and what you guys think about it. Is Fortnite a game, do you still, even after hearing this, do you still think that Fortnite, after hearing somebody who's played multiple competitive games at a high level, do you still think it's just a kid's game? Do you still think that, like, the reason it's popular is just some, like, kiddie appeal? And it's not, like, tons and tons and tons of streamers love it because it's an opportunity for the players to constantly express themselves? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, and also let me know what you want me to talk about. I'm going to do more of these videos, obviously. Let me know what you want to hear about, what you want to discuss. I'd also love to maybe do some occasional different games, like new games that are releasing on Fridays or something, and do a video talking about stuff on that. So just let me know what you think. I love you guys. I appreciate your support as always. And I'll see you for the next video. All right, I'm out. Bang, bang. Thank you.